using procurement, program and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. And today, Crystal, we're gonna have a great show. It looks like my mic is muted, is it?
No, I can hear you. No, yes, we are gonna have a good show. No, your mic is not muted. You're good.
I'm probably seeing things then.
Probably. Yeah, we're gonna have a great show. We're gonna have a young lady who reminds me of me when I was her age.
All right.
Energy and wanting to make a change and an impact in this world, and that was so me, still is me, but it was me at a younger age. So I had a whole lot of energy at that time. And so when I see her, when I talk to her, she reminds me so much of me when I was in my 30s.
So that means she's a superwoman then, huh?
That means that she's a superwoman. Yeah, and she's got a new world. I didn't have the internet like she has, so she's got much more power than I did. But I was able to network with people and do it, the old-fashioned way. She's now part of the new world order, and so I'm excited for her.
That's great.
And it's going to be really a great conversation. So that's pretty cool.
Excellent.
I'm
sure our listeners can't wait to hear her info and the perspective that she brings to the table today.
Yes, I think they're going to be quite enlightened because we got to be very definitive now about the things that we do in this world and how it pertains to our community and our young people who are going to take over when we decide to sit back and relax and be retired and all those things that inevitably will take place in our world. So now we got to turn it over to them. And I'm confident that they're going to be in good hands. So that's pretty cool.
It's always good to know that we're handing over the reins in good hands.
Yep, handing over the torch to good hands.
Yes.
So how was your week?
Oh man, this week was crazy busy. I had so many things going on. I was preparing for that webinar last night that we did with the Los Angeles Urban League, which is to announce the upcoming second round grant for the Office Depot. And that is a grant for Latinos and Blacks who've been in business for anywhere from 9 months to 3 years with 1 to 5 employees. So we're preparing for that. And then also the SBA Navigator Program, which we're launching on February 2nd, which you will be one of our presenters on February 9th and I think March 23rd. So I'm very excited about that, Crystal. That's going to be a great program. A lot of small businesses are going to be helped with that because the program is designed for small businesses who have been impacted by the COVID pandemic. And every small business I know have been impacted by the COVID.
Small, medium, large. Yeah. if they are not in the digital space, they've been impacted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how that works. So I'm very excited about it. Very, very excited. And with our new guest that we've got today. Very interested to hear what she has to share too. Maybe she can teach me a few things.
Right. Yeah, this has been I'm in the middle of or year-end stuff for getting pre-taxed and getting folks ready. The 1099s are due on Monday.
This is your time of year that you don't really like. You like what you like. You like what you don't like.
It is not enough hours in the day, I tell you, and I still have regular life and regular business to be incorporated. But I did get my client that's going public. I got them everything reconciled, all bank statements, everything that the auditors needed, they got. Now I'm working on 2 more clients of mine that I should have ready by Monday. And then I have a whole slew of people that's been trying to get on the calendar for coaching. So I had to push them all over to February.
Wow.
And so that's cool. And also, I'm not sure. I'm supposed to go. I'm part of the team for the company that is going public. I'm going to New York with them so I can ring the bell. I'm part of the ring the bell team. So
You make sure you tell me what dates I can record that. And every time you have an appearance somewhere, I will play that video for you. You're ringing that bell.
So I gotta kind of, I pre-warned everyone that in the event that when that happens, when that happens, I'm gonna have to make some adjustments. But hopefully, it'll adjust early in the morning, and by the time change, I can still do workshops and so forth wherever I happen to be, or coaching wherever I happen to be. So
you're gonna have to fly to New York?
Yeah, I have to fly to New York.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm happy, but I'm scared for you.
Yeah. Oh, I'll be well.
Getting on that plane, man. I don't know, man.
I believe because of the amount of traveling, the person that owns the company, I think we will be going business class. So at least we won't be back in the masses.
So you won't be dealing with any of those mongrels trying to fight and trying to take off their mask and get in your face.
Yeah, not in business class.
Who
Hey,
knows?
Michael.
They may say, why are you in business class? I should be in business class.
You never know. You
never know, man.
But I'm excited because that's a once in a lifetime kind of thing.
Oh,
right?
For sure.
Yeah. So
I'm happy for you, co-host.
Yeah. So that's that. Hello, Michael. How are you? Welcome. Michael Browning is he tends the community briefing every Thursday, and he works with the county. He's a volunteer on the virus and all things pertaining to how to stay safe. So Michael's very informative. So yesterday for the community briefing, we had some snafu with the emails, and our guests didn't get the emails. So we did an old school RBD broadcast yesterday. I let everybody do their 30-second pitch about their business, and then I just kind of had to pull the pull from the audience, so to speak, and anybody that had any knowledge about urban planning, real estate, renovate, investment, then I was able to pull. So it actually turned out to be a very informational meeting. Michael gave us an update on what was going on in the county in regards to the Omicron, and so it was a really good meeting. So it was different, but it was good.
That's good. And see, this is amazing, Crystal, because this is what we talk about all the time. As entrepreneurs, we got to be flexible, and we got to expect things that's not usual to happen. And when those unusual things happen, we're there to take care of business anyway. And it won't get us off our game. And that's what happened yesterday with you. I have to go old school.
Had to go old school, and you always have to be able to think out of the box. Like, okay, you can't panic, right? That's all part of it, right? It's like when Greg Sneed said, "Hey, I'm having problem. We trying to reach our guest, and it's challenging." I was like, "Okay, so what we do now? Okay, this is what we're gonna do." But I've been doing this long enough that if you got to switch in and be flexible, I'm a Gumby entrepreneur. I can be flexible in a hot minute. I can change courses like the salmon. Only I come back out alive.
I love it. So how about you on your week, Crystal? What are some of the things?
Well, other than that, let's see. I did a class with the New Women's Business Center on business processes. And then the New Women's Business Center asked me to do another. One of their instructors couldn't make it, so they asked me could I fill in. And so I told them yes. And that was what happened yesterday. And then I thought, wait a minute, what am I teaching on?
But because they know you are an expert, they just throw you in there and say, hey, she can handle it. She'll make it happen.
So they sent me over a presentation and I reviewed it and I was like, okay, I'm ready to go. So you just, it's not like if you know, and this is what we want our small businesses to know, you have to always be prepared, just like Gilbert just said. And if you know your stuff, then you usually have something in your archives that you can pull out, and you have a source of reference for most topics that in our case, that pertains to business. So just might be delivered in a different format, but it's the same information.
Mm-hmm.
So I was ready for that. And other than that, everything has been geared around this year-end stuff. So as soon as I think I will be done completely with year-end by the first or second week of February, and then I can start focusing on something else. But what I did do this week was, I've been talking to you about doing online courses, e-courses.
Yes.
So I participated in a webinar on Wednesday. It was actually a 2-day one, but I couldn't do it on Thursday.
Right.
And they were going through the different how to set up your own e-course. And even though I've gone through classes, I've actually did a program, but just for a platform, for the platform Thinkific. And that is just so affluent right now. We definitely have to get in that space, co-host, because money is being made. And I had the privilege and the honor. They had as their keynote speaker Lisa Nichols, who is a renowned speaker and just so energetic. And she was doing, she was a live speaker like Les Brown. She came part of that time frame when Les Brown all hit the scene, and Tony Robbins and all those guys, speakers. And then so she had to do some converting herself to get into the mainstream what is happening today. So that was it was a good week. I had a good week. Busy, really busy.
Oh, say no more. I'm ready to go. Oh, Carlos Garcia is on. Is he on? No,
I don't see him yet. Is he coming?
I thought I see something on
it was Carlos's birthday this week.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Hey, happy birthday, Carlos Garcia, the IT guy, FYI Technologies.
Yeah, I believe his birthday was on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Oh, man.
So
well, I'm sure you're going to live to see another 100, my brother.
Okay. Yeah, he's a good guy. So hopefully he'll pop in. We can wish him happy birthday. We won't sing it, but we'll wish him a happy birthday.
Hey, you never know. With me, I may surprise him.
Oh, that's right. You can do some singing.
I may surprise him, man.
So did you do your walk today?
Not today. I'm going to do it tomorrow.
Okay.
I wanted to do it today, but everything was so busy, man. I was all over the place. So tomorrow I'll definitely put in my 15 minutes.
All righty. That's good. We want you to stay healthy, co-host.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
All righty. Do we want to bring on our guests?
Oh, yes. Yes. Let's bring on our fabulous guest so we can hear all about her plans for 2022, 23, 24, 25, and beyond.
All right, so we're going to bring on Miss Zaneta J. Smith. Hello, my friend. This lady, I remember meeting her. We did at the Los Angeles Urban League. This is when I think I first met you at the mastermind group that we did 2016 somewhere. You were still in school.
I think, no, I wasn't in school, but I think it was 2013.
Was it 2013?
It was before 2016 because it was before TEDx Crenshaw, and I started TEDx Crenshaw in 2015.
Oh, okay. Yes, it was. It was the early
Yeah.
part. I think you were finishing up because you're an MSW, right? You're social working,
Yes. But
social work degree.
I got my MSW in 2011.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
okay. Well, it may have been earlier than that. It might have been 2010 or something like
Oof.
that. I know. That seems like so far long
I
ago, right?
know, I know.
Well, you look like you just got out of high school. If it's
Thank you. I appreciate that, Gilbert. I appreciate that. I try, you know.
But you at that,
Congratulations and welcome to the business zone.
in
Thank you
fact,
so
I
much for
know
having me.
you had just come back from Africa. When was that?
Yes. Okay. Uh, that was 2015. I had just come back from Africa in
Yeah, you had just come
2015.
back from Africa. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it's
Woo,
a long time.
that was a long time ago.
Yeah, you were full of energy at that time, and
Yeah.
I've watched you develop. And when you launched the TED Talk, the Crenshaw TEDx, that's what it's
Yeah.
called, TEDx.
Yes.
And then now your new business, your Color Society.
Yes.
And
Yes.
okay, so tell us a little bit, or tell the world a little bit about yourself, and then we'll jump on in there and um, find out more about you and about everything that you're doing and
Yeah,
how you're gonna
yeah.
make a change in this world.
Hey, hey, let's go.
Yeah,
I first have to say thank y'all so much for having me. And this is my second time on the show, so I'm really glad to see that you all are still here and still doing it and still committed to highlighting business topics. And thank you so much, Crystal, for that compliment you gave in the beginning with where you see yourself, you see your younger self in me.
I
That's
do.
a high compliment because Crystal's out here making it happen. Crystal know everybody. And one thing I really like about Crystal is that she helps everybody, right? It's never a no, but it's always a, well, talk to such and such and talk to such and such. And so, I appreciate that. But me. So yes, in 2015, I started TEDx Crenshaw, which is TED Talks for the South LA community. And in 2018, I started Color Society, which is a social club for millennials and Gen Xers of the African diaspora. And that really started because someone was at TEDx Crenshaw and they said, hey, we want this for millennials and Gen Xers, but in our community. We want a space for Black people to be able to talk about the similar things, social, cultural, political, in a space where they don't have to drive to Culver City. They don't have to drive to Santa Monica. They didn't want to drive to Hollywood. The interesting part about that was then, the only restaurant in South LA was Post and Beam at that time. There were no rooftop bars. There were no hotels. I think there's now one hotel that was just built by the new SoFi Stadium, but then there were none. And so people didn't have quality Black events in South LA because there weren't a lot of venues to have them at that had a bar, right? Unless you rented out and you created that experience. And so that was why it was just a lack of venues. And so people weren't invested in the neighborhood. We've definitely seen a change in that over the years, but that's how Color Society came to be. That was the birth of it. We decided that we would hold our events in Black-owned spaces and minority-owned spaces around LA. So when we first got started, our first events were at Sip and Sonder on Market Street. And then, we've held events at the Yoga Studio on Crenshaw Boulevard. We've held events at the Metaphor Club, at La Create Space. And so we just really wanted to highlight Black businesses. That was our commitment to collaboration. In our Color Society model. And we also had business mixers at Mingle's Tea Bar every month. We used to have that before the pandemic, and so that was us. And one unique thing about Color Society is that we are member curated, so members are able to say what they want, and we make it happen. And that's the uniqueness about our social club. And that's how we started. And I'm the founder, I'm the CEO. I'm lucky to have a project manager that works with us. And I just hired a virtual assistant who's now contributing so much goodness to us. And you all talked about pivoting and you all talked about businesses still being here. In 2020, we lost 3 of our income streams. We listened to Crystal that your business needs more than one income stream, right? So I think pre-pandemic, we have 4. We have 4 income streams, and because of the pandemic, we lost 3 of them. And so we had to pivot. And so what we pivoted to is we offer project management services for small and medium-sized businesses. So whatever projects are needed, we provide. And that saved us. That is the reason why we are still here in the pandemic. So shout out to those businesses that needed projects. We've helped businesses create income streams. We've helped them create memberships. We've managed people's email marketing. We've managed virtual events and virtual series. We've managed people's pivoting. And so that was our pivot. Flexibility, I heard Crystal say. Flexibility is what I do well too. And so yeah, we pivoted. We said I thought it was just going to be temporary. I thought it was just going to be a 2020 thing, like let this save us. But it's really been something that small businesses like and small businesses appreciate and need. And so that is something we offer too. So the social club and project management services for small businesses.
Fantastic. So I see you're directed at millennials and Gen Xers. So you guys are the future.
Yeah.
And so what kind of are there a lot of businesses being developed in your generation? And what are those businesses and what do they look like?
Yeah, that's a great question, Crystal. I was just having this conversation with someone else because, they were asking me the makeup of members or the makeup of guests or the makeup of people who usually come to our events. And it's a lot of business owners who are attracted to us in our events. And so to answer your question, some of our members and guests have coffee shops. So Jonathan, who owns Coffee Del Mundo in Vermont, is a member. We have Rashunda Renee, who is the owner of Innovative Entrepreneurs Hub, a co-working space and business solution center, is a member. We have Natasha. She owns Motherland Stuff. So women in Kenya make items and she sells those items and then the money goes back to them. Is a business. We've had the Brunch to Bomb founders have been speakers on our platform and we're also members for a year. And so they have a day party that pre-pandemic happened every month geared toward millennials. We have some financial advisors that have their companies or within companies. We've had, let's see what else. That's what I could think of off the top of my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's really awesome. So tell me the TEDx. Now, how did you get into that? I mean, TED Talks are huge.
Yeah.
So how did you guys get into TEDx, which is the annex or smarter communities? That's my understanding of what happens.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So TED stands for Technology, Entertainment, and Design, and X means it's independently organized by the community. So TEDx Crenshaw is the license that I have, and it's independently organized by the Crenshaw community. So we have about 13 team members that come together every month to plan TEDx Crenshaw. And honestly, Crystal and Gilbert, I used to watch a TEDx talk a day as my own inspiration. It was a part of my morning routine. I would, at the time, I don't know if they still have this, but there was a TED app. And on the app, there was a timer. And however many minutes you had, you can put, I have 5 minutes, and it would give you all the talks that were 5 minutes. Or you could put, I have 12 minutes, and it'll give you all the talks that were 12 minutes. And that's what I used to do, a part of my morning routine. But what I noticed was that there weren't a lot of people that looked like me. And I also noticed that, well, there are a lot of people that I know that have great ideas, but I don't see them on the TED stage. And I thought, that's an interesting gap. I wonder where the ones in LA that are south of the 10 freeway. And the only ones I found was TEDx Manhattan Beach. And I thought, that's interesting. And so then I started to do a little bit more research on how does one become a license holder? How does a neighborhood get this? And it was a simple application. You just filled out an application. TED had to accept you, and then they gave you the license, and the licenses are free.
So who owns the name TEDx? Is that whomever the person is called TED? Who owns that name? TEDx.
Who was the founder? There is a founder. I think I've read of him.
Yes,
yeah.
TED has a founder, and so the TED company owns the name TEDx, and then they give a license to different communities around the world, right? So there's TEDx Moscow, there's a TEDx in New Zealand, there's TEDx Johannesburg in South Africa, right? In LA, you have TEDx Crenshaw. You used to have TEDx Pasadena. I don't know if they're still in existence. There used to be a TEDx Culver City. I haven't heard from them in a while. There was a TEDx Wilmington, Wilmington Youth, but I think it just happened one time. There's TEDx Flatbush in New York, who we've helped to kind of build and sustain. And so we operate and own the license for the neighborhood.
So under TEDx comes TED Talk. Is that it?
What do you mean?
No, they just
they have those TED Talks. The TED Talk they do. Is that
you would do? It's the same format, I think. It's what are they, like 17-minute information? Is it 17 minutes or a little longer?
18, almost
18 minutes.
Yeah, 18
okay,
minutes.
And then
is that like a subsidiary of TEDx?
It's a license, so it's like a franchise. I think that's the best way to explain it.
The TED Talk.
They license it out. So I have the TEDx Crenshaw license and the TEDx Crenshaw Salon license.
So I think what I'm trying to ask you is, because they have these TED Talks, right?
Yes.
So is that different than the TEDx, or it is owned by TEDx?
Yeah, they're the TED Talks is the franchisor, and then the TEDx's are franchisees of the parent group. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we would be called licensees. So technically TED owns TEDx. X equals independently organized event. So every time you see an X in it, that means that community sets the tone and the rules for their event. So like Crystal said, if you watch a TED Talk is probably always 18 minutes. That's their rules and regulations. For a TEDx talk, though, you may see different levels of minutes. Like for TEDx Crenshaw, we never go to 18 minutes because people have short attention spans, right? So you might not see any of our talks go over 15 minutes. Not many of them may go over 12 minutes because of the short attention span. But it's a license.
Interesting.
What does it take in order to qualify or apply to participate or be a participant in the TED Talks? Does she hear me?
Yeah, I think her screen is frozen.
Let me see, or it might be me.
Oh, I can hear you.
Zaneta, you can hear us?
So what does it take for applicant? I mean, if you want Gilbert or I or anyone that wanted to be part of, when is the next one, first of all, or will there be a next one, and are you doing it virtual?
Yeah, we're planning to do it in person. So we have 2 licenses. We have the TEDx Crenshaw license, which is the conference that happens every year, every first Saturday of October. And then we have the Salon license, which are smaller, more intimate, topic-specific events. And we usually do that 3 times a year. We're scheduled to have a salon in March. So we're hoping it'll be in person. Because of Omicron, of course, it'll be probably much smaller. But the salons are kind of a lot more chill, engage the audience a lot more in our topic specific. So we're really, for March, I could give you a little bit of insider information. We're looking to really highlight Women's History Month and legacy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So what does it take to be a TED Talk participant?
Yes. So that depends upon each license is different with the how to be on the TEDx Crenshaw stage is we usually send out an application, and we have our application on the website for a certain period of time. And so people can apply, and we have a theme every year. And so we ask people to submit an application. With the application is a video about your big idea. And then the team goes through every application, every video, and whittles it down to about 5 to 6 people per stage on the stage per year. So we ask that people be from LA is our requirements. This is not requirements of every TEDx event, but that they be from LA or have roots in LA, or your work impacts LA in some type of way, that it is an idea, it's a big idea.
Okay.
Is pretty much our requirements, and then that it aligns with the theme for that year.
Oh, okay. All righty. That's pretty cool.
For you?
I'm sorry?
Has it been successful for you?
Absolutely. And, defining success for us is really impacting our community and leaving a legacy. We wanted to make sure that ideas were representative of our community, and that was a part of the global conversation of TED. And we've done that. So we've had over 50 speakers at this point. Most of our talks are online. You can go to the TEDx YouTube page and you can pull up TEDx Crenshaw. You can see all of our talks. Some of our talks have made it to TED.com. So it's a different process to make it to TED.com. So you can also go to TED.com, type in TEDx Crenshaw, and a number of our talks will pop up. Gilbert, to your question around success too, and when you talk about impact, some of our speakers have went on because of their TEDx talk to be invited to speak in other countries. Other countries have seen their TEDx talk and invited them out. We've had one speaker who told the story that he got his dream job in the last year because of his TEDx talk. That someone saw it, they recognized his skills, and he was able to develop his dream job from his TEDx talk. Prior to the pandemic, right before the pandemic, I was saying 2019, we held TEDx Crenshaw at Regency West in Leimert Park, and we had upwards of 200 attendees at the event. And so, for a person to be able, what we heard a lot is like, I've never been to a TEDx event before, and I never thought one could be in my neighborhood. And that is a success for us, is that this thing that you just saw on the internet that you couldn't touch, that now you could touch it. It's a tangible thing, and you could come to a TEDx event in your own neighborhood. Is a success marker for us, and that over 60% of our attendees every year have never been to a TEDx event, and so it's their first time.
So Zaneta, let me ask you this. I looked on your website, but I didn't see anything about TEDx on there. Is it one?
It's separate. I'm going to share it with you.
That you're not allowed to put it on your own website, or 2, you just wanted to keep them separate?
Both, right? TEDx, because I'm a licensee, it's a lot of rules. I'm hearing feedback. Are you all hearing feedback?
I think it's because I just shared.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think did it go away? I think. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, okay, no worries. So Gilbert, it's a little bit of both. Their TEDx has 100-page rule book. As a license holder, fall within those rules. So we can't have the videos. Yeah, you can't have the videos on another website. They can be on your website. They can be on YouTube. They don't like for you to extract them and put them on other websites, but all separate things, right? They have separate team members. They have separate business accounts, right? TEDx has a fiscal sponsor. It's a nonprofit society. It's a for-profit organization. So it's just 2 different things.
Oh, that's good to know, because with us, when someone appears on our show on the Business Zone, you're allowed to use the videos to help promote your business.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering with the TEDx, it's a promotion that they're doing also for their business or their entrepreneurial ventures. So I was just wondering, how does that prevent them from excelling or promoting themselves? So I get it. So it's part of the license, right? Licensing agreement, right?
Right. And people can, people can embed their talks. If you are a TEDx speaker and you do this awesome talk, you can put your talk on your website.
Okay.
You can't put it on your own YouTube channel and then put it on the website. You have to use the one that's on the TEDx YouTube channel.
So you can't download it and convert it, and then it
Correct.
becomes part of yours. I'm looking at the YouTube channel, and it's some Portia Jackson. I've heard her, and I've met her.
Oh, good.
Ava Martin, who is a civil
Ariba.
rights attorney,
Yeah.
and she is on every talk
Yeah.
show. She is on every news channel, especially
Yeah.
now, because it's
Yes.
the topics is all about civil rights. There's been a number of people that their whole business just took on a stratosphere after being on a TED Talks. The guy
Yeah.
that does Simon Sinek, he does
Yes.
the circles, the golden
Yes.
circles about and he took off. There's a number of
Did.
people that their
Mhm.
wole careers have been made
Yep.
based upon
Their talk.
their talk.
The woman who did the 5-second rule, I can't remember her name.
Yes.
Hers took off. It took off from that talk. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen so many of them, and always impressed. And they're just, I mean, for those little snippets of conversation, it really, I mean, so do you guys train? Like, I know the TED Talk parent company actually
Mhm.
trains the speaker. Once they've been accepted, then they go through a
Mhm.
process
Mhm.
to deliver it TED Talk way, right?
Yep.
There's a
Yep.
TED Talk
We do the
style.
same. Yep. We do the same thing. So we usually have a 6-month process from the time you get accepted to the time you're on a stage. There are multiple rehearsals. You get a speaker coach. We use coaches from Toastmasters. You get a speaker kind of partner from the team, and we coach you to do it the TED way. Right? This is not a normal keynote. There is a
Mhm.
TED way to do it. And so we coach you. There's rehearsals. If you need extra help, there's extra help. But it's a journey and a process, we always say. And the destination is not necessarily the day of, but the destination, but that's a milestone on the journey, is doing it on the stage. But it's a 6-month process of writing it,
Mm.
practicing it, fine tuning it, no, practicing staying within that red circle. That sometimes is the hardest for people.
Oh, so on the actual physical
Yes.
circle, not
Yes.
moving all over the stage, just stay right
Exactly.
where you are. Okay.
Exactly. Staying within that red circle is sometimes the hardest for people. But yeah, we have tech rehearsals. So yes, it's a 6-month process for a speaker, which is something that we also publicize very publicly, because some speakers may not have the time for a 6-month process, but that's our process. And so
Okay.
if you can't commit to that process, then perhaps it's not for you this year, or that particular year, because that's the process that we have and that we stick to.
Do you
Okay. So
provide these services to high school and colleges as well? Because I could see the high school students and college participants wanting to become involved in these types of things as well and get trained.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
Yeah, we don't provide these services for high school and college students, but we've never had a college student on our stage, but we've had high school students on our stage.
I
And
think that
so,
would be neat to help
mhm.
them to become better speakers.
Yeah, we've had
mhm.
2 high school students on our stage. Paradise Oakley talked about how to write a bill. So that was her,
Oh,
yeah,
see,
that was
that's
her
the kind of
talk.
thing I'm talking about.
She had done it. At the
Yeah.
time of her talk, her bill was on the governor's desk,
Oh,
actually.
Mm,
wow.
Yeah.
I love
And
that.
yes, and then we had another high school student who actually is in Morehouse College now. He has to be in his 2nd or 3rd year of Morehouse College. And he talked about a hair policy at his school. He went to a private school at the time. And he talked about the hair policy and the harmfulness of that hair policy, especially when it came to Black male students. And it was also at the time of the Crown Act. So he highlighted the Crown Act and Supervisor Holly Mitchell's work, which she was a senator then, but her work with the Crown Act.
That's amazing. We'll have to talk. I do the Entrepreneurial Program for
Yes.
Biz Camp and Biz Institute,
Yes.
and so one of the components of our program is that the kids have to pitch their business at the end of the year. So I
Yeah.
have a young lady, who won the competition for the last 2 or 3 years. She right now have won the national Nifty competition, so she's won
Ooh,
$10,000. So
congratulations.
so we're really, really proud of her. And I look at her and I know her name is Amila Charles, and she's been on our show when she won. She is definitely a senator, a governor, a
Wow.
president of our
Wow.
future. This young lady is just powerful. So if I don't know what that process is, she's getting ready to go off to college next year. But I would love to see her get into that, because I think she is just such I've watched her grow. She came to us when she was 15, when she was 14.
Wow.
And now she's 16. And every time she does a presentation, so she's done this presentation from local to regional to now national. And
Wow.
national is in New York. So
Yeah.
I can see her being she's such a well-spoken young lady. She's a member of the junior NAACP and Women of Distinction. So
Wow.
she's a real little powerhouse as a young person, and she hasn't even got to college yet.
I love it.
So, Crystal, that's what I was thinking of when I asked the question about college, because your program, the BizCamp program, could partnering with Zaneta would be really good, because they're doing pitches all the time. So to speak on that level would be just perfect. It would make their presentation so flawless.
We should talk about a salon just for your
that could
youth
be
business camp
fantastic.
folks. Yeah. We
I
should
thought
that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would
we should talk about doing that.
That would be excellent for you and Zaneta to team up that way, because this would provide a platform in so many different ways for those kids. It would help them to build their confidence, help them to speak within the 17-minute time frame. That's just amazing, right? Stay within the circle. there would be so many things, a
lot of discipline.
And we do, just even in just getting them prepared, because our kids, of course, they have to do this within a their pitch is 5 minutes. One is 7 minutes and one is 5 minutes. Like that, we have a group going out right now that's competing in the Youth Entrepreneur Challenge, which is they're going to be pitching on April 30th. So we're still at the very beginning part, but in our training for this next 3 months, they're going to be developing their idea, and then throughout the month of April, they actually are going to be practicing their pitch to get it within that 5 minutes and to be succinct and to be able to capture. So we talk about capturing the judge's attention and the things like that. So Amila, I'm going to see if I can find her video. Amila did this so well. And over the last couple of years, because she was in Biz Camp, and then she came to the summer program, then she went to Nifty's summer program, and so she's been out there just doing this presentation, and every time I hear it, it just gets better and better each and every time. So we're so proud of her and what she's done. But she started a business called Curly Crowns, and she's actually making money. She created a natural hair product.
Love it.
And she talked, but it's not just about the hair. It's about being proud of who you are. She's
Mm.
very much connected to civil rights and the movement and the whole bit. So just a little up and comer. That let me see if I can find her video. But yeah,
Crystal created that monster, that little monster.
I love it.
Yeah, I am proud of her. I got quite a few of them. Let me see if I can. She's got a little 30-second clip right here. Let's see if we can share it.
Yeah,
I think she would.
I was thinking that, you know, with what you do, teaming up with BizCamp, that would be a perfect match.
Oh, I would. I mean, that would be wonderful.
Sounds like it.
So let me share Miss Amila Charles.
When the world was put on pause and COVID just was on the rise. Well, I was home of ways I could best serve my community, but not only nourishing their crowns, but nourishing their souls. And that's when I came up with the Crown's Hair Care. Nourish, embrace, and enhance your opulent crown. But it's bigger than hair. You better believe it. Curly Crown's higher purpose is to innovate media representation of minorities and donate time and money to organizations that help people of color thrive.
So that was just a little snippet
she seemed like a grown woman, huh?
She had my attention the whole 30 seconds.
You seem like a 30-year-old, right?
Yeah. I was waiting for more. I was like, I do want
there's more. She blows you away. So definitely a salon would be awesome, because not just her, we have a number of young men that are very articulate and about their businesses and passionate. I have a young man that was in our class last year. He's 13 and he's in the crypto space. And when you hear him speak, you're like, how old are you?
Is that the kid with the grown man's voice? Is that him?
Yes, he has a grown man's voice.
Zaneta, if you close your eyes and you listen to this kid, you would think he's like a 45-year-old man.
Wow.
This lady, Robin was evaluating you, and she said, "How old are you? You got a man voice."
Yeah, I told him when he first came to the class, "Hey, Ardina, and I guess you have your Color Society's manager on."
Yeah, looks like Sierra. Yeah,
Sierra. Hey, Sierra, how are you? When he first came on, I told him, I said, "Well, I'm not quite sure what your business is going to be, but if you told me you wanted to be a DJ, I'd be all over it, because you have a DJ voice, that deep, smooth jazz at nighttime voice."
I love it. That's crazy.
You remember Don Cornelius?
Yes.
Right? That's the voice he has.
Wow.
Yes.
He's got that.
He's got to get into radio or podcasting.
Oh man, I tell you.
And so he wants to do training and educating young people on cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. And his mom actually has a business, and so he is going to be the youth a component of this business, teaching and educating young people on cryptocurrency. So
I love it.
Yeah, so there's a couple. We definitely have to have a conversation and see how because what we're doing with BizCamp is BizCamp, Biz Institute. Then we're partnering up with other entities. We have them connected with a group called American on Tech. And then we have which teaches coding and all aspects of technology to young people to get them interested in technology occupations and things like that. And then we have another component that we have called My 101, and they teach them to use their graphic designs, their art designs, and then create their merchandise line. And then this company actually does the distribution. So you can go in there, create it for free, and then they will create the design for you and then set up your web store, your merchant store. Yeah, so it's called My 101. I don't have my shirt on today. But Gilbert and I, we have the business zone. I've created a merch line as well, and so that's part of the course curriculum. So maybe at the end of that, we could do like a salon or something where the kids come in and we pick a topic and then they prepare for that. And I think that would be a really nice cohesive program.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay, so I like that. So with Kolor Society, what's
your name correctly? Zaneta, is that?
Zaneta.
Zaneta.
Yeah.
I am so awful.
No, it's fine. People who speak multiple languages usually say Zaneta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was looking for the next T on there to say.
Yeah, I
but I said, oh, it's probably Zaneta. So
yeah. It's no worries. I'm not offended at all.
You're so gracious. You just sit there and take me misspelling and mispronouncing your name.
I'm still the same person.
I always have to do a disclaimer up front, especially with the kids. Like, okay, I'm going to tell you, Miss Crystal is going to mess up your name at least for the first week. Just keep correcting me. It's okay. I'll get it right.
Yeah.
So who is your ideal customers? Because you work with a variety of entities. So who would be your ideal customers?
Yeah, for Kolor Society, it's the millennial and Gen Xer that wants to invest in themselves and invest in their community is our ideal customer. Our mission at Kolor Society is to increase connections and to increase partnerships and to increase standards of living. And, because of that and because of what millennials and Gen Xers said that they wanted is how we created Callicon. We just put everything they said they wanted into this gathering that we have. And this is our second annual one. And this time, our theme is about collaboration, productivity, and service. So it's about the millennials and Gen Xers that want to collaborate, that are productive, and that want to be of service. And how you are of service is totally up to you, because you can be of service to your corporation, right? You can be leading an employee resource group. You could be leading the DEI committee. But it's just, how do you want to impact and how do you want to be of service? And so that is our that's our ideal customer, and we want that ideal customer to come to our Callicon, on February 5th, which is a Saturday from 11 to 4. We're going to have panels and breakout sessions around collaboration, productivity, and service. We're going to have a champagne bar. We're going to have some snacks. Ideal point of time to network. We're also going to be COVID safe, so everyone will be rapid tested before they come in. Highly encouraged to wear a mask. It will be outside at All In Co-working on Crenshaw Boulevard. Shout out to Matt Newman, who
That's
really
is.
Yes, I love Matt too. Yeah.
I coached him within the GLAC program there, and he was talking about that co-working space. That's amazing. That is
so what so Callicon, can I find some information so I can put it in the chat? I think she froze up for a little bit. So Matt?
Oh yeah, he was one of our participants over there in the GLAC program, and and he was telling me about the co-working space, and I could never envision it, and he showed me pictures. I go, oh my God, so this is where it is. And then I heard from Crystal about you, Zaneta, and somehow I'm trying to picture how to put the two of you together, you and Matt, and now you mention it.
They are already together.
Yeah, I love it.
It's amazing. Yeah, you guys are two shining stars, man, because Matt is a shining star too. He's been doing good work. Now, one of the things he's doing, which I've been trying to get him to be more inclusive with small business. See, like this podcast we're doing right now, I think he has a streaming platform also, right? Yes?
Oh, I'm not sure if he does.
I think he has one. I was talking to him about that, and he was going, yeah, I do have one. I'm going, wow, maybe we should start using that. Black owned and Black entrepreneur. Let's support them.
Yeah, absolutely. So ColorCon will be there at Matt's space, and it will be outside from 11.
Yeah, this is great.
Okay.
Just like reconnect.
So where can they get information for Callicon?
And connecting with each other. I'm excited.
I think my signal, her signal. Yeah. Let's see if we can get her signal a little stronger.
Can you all hear me now?
Now we can, yeah.
Okay.
Now it was going in and out. So how do they register or sign up and to participate at ColorCon? I am going to see if I can refresh Gilbert real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, see if that works and brings her back in
Will
stronger.
Will that kick you out?
I shouldn't.
Okay.
It's gonna reload.
You know, it's amazing, Crystal, all these young people in the community doing all this great work, and a lot of people still don't know about you guys, and this is just amazing, you know. So being on platforms like this, the Business Zone, really helps to take you to another level where people get to learn a little bit about you. So this is great. This is great.
Yeah, I love the fact that the young people, and the reason I said, and she might be trying to get back in. The reason I said she reminds me so much of myself is because when I was about her age, when I first launched, went out on my own to become an entrepreneur. One of the things that I did was, because it was difficult to find and connect with people that were like-minded, like myself.
Mm-hmm.
I also started a networking group, and it was called The Network. And I brought in a number of individuals, and we every week or once a month, we actually put together an event, and we would network, and we would share and connect each other and support each other's business, and just be able to, because these were like-minded people that were entrepreneurial. Most of everyone else we knew were not. Everybody else we knew were working 9 to 5s, and so in that 9 to 5 thing, you didn't quite understand the entrepreneurial mindset and thought process, and so it was a way to bring other people together so that we could all connect. And so that's what when I saw her videos, I was like, oh my God, this brings me back to when I was her age and I was doing the same thing, because it was so important to have that connection, and not a party connection, but something that actually could make some changes and some differences in the community that we were living in.
You know, Crystal, you're giving me some ideas here. Okay. You've been in this space doing some things for a while now, because you just told me about this networking thing, which I didn't know about you, right? So you did this networking thing. You also did the dating thing. You remember?
I did. Well, that was well. Actually, so let's back up a little bit. We launched the dating service, which was called Color for Connection. So it was for people of color, right? And so in order to bring in professional young Black men and women to that space and give me accessibility to them, my partners and I said, what better way to do that than create a professional business network? And then we bring the two together. That way we would be meeting the people that we would want to be a part of the dating platform, our dating program, service. And so that was why the network really came about. Well,
I have another idea on that.
What's that?
I think if we put our heads together, we could make it happen. I don't want to share it
with the world.
because I'm sure there's a lot of pirates out there just listening. Can't wait to go start it.
You sounded like one of our students, right? I don't want to tell anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're gonna go out and pirate it. So I'll talk to you off the air because
okay.
I see others doing things, and you're helping others to grow in a lot of areas. And I'm going, maybe we should be doing that for ourselves, instead of doing it for others. You see what I mean?
Right,
so instead of working for the man, work for ourselves. So I think that will be great. So we'll speak off the air on that.
Okay, but she reminded
when we get a trademark and stuff, then we'll launch it.
Then we'll tell everybody. So because what she's doing, it is important to bring, especially when you're a young person, being able to connect in a world that not necessarily provides you with all those opportunities, right? So you have to actually kind of create your own utopia. And so I love what she's doing with the TEDx to TEDx talks, because TED Talks do change lives. And if you have an aspiration to be a speaker, what an amazing place. And with this world where podcasting and all the things that we do, if you get, because a lot of times people come on this show and they're very uncomfortable, and they're uncomfortable because they don't know how they're supposed to act in this space. So that's a great groundbreaker right there, is to be prepared. And over a 6-month period, I'd love to do a TED Talk. I have to be able to carve out that time, but I'd love to be able to do a TED Talk.
Right. She's in a good space because that space is like a fist. It can branch off in so many different directions, because one, she could do it for preparing people to come on podcasts like this. 2, they can prepare young entrepreneurs when they want to speak and pitch their business platform. 3, they can use it for people who want to just develop their self-confidence, so learn how to speak in front of crowd. Then 4, they can use it in a business setting where, because how they prepare managers, right?
Right.
They put them through the
management training programs.
But they also put them through another speaking program.
Toastmasters.
Toastmasters.
Right.
So they're able to speak, with confidence and flow, and not using the arm, and you know what I mean, and all of that. And then the 5th one is one where even if they don't make it on stage to speak, they have developed the ability to articulate.
Yes.
So that would be a 5-pronged approach that her organization can use to develop individuals or
and one of the things I'm noticing, Gilbert, with the millennial and the Gen Xers, with the businesses they're creating, one of our biggest concerns with the small business population that we interact with is that usually it's very small, it's very small, right? And really not scalable. A lot of the businesses are not scalable.
Yeah.
But the Gen Xers and the millennials and the Gen Xers, they're starting businesses, clothing lines, manufacturing of the clothing. I've seen, I get emails from various new businesses that launch, and there's one that has a whole athletic line that's designed for people of color. So meaning that we come bigger on the bottom, making sure that it fits us, but it's at the same time very attractive, very modern, very trendy. There's a young man that my nephew is good friends with, and he has a bag line, both for men and women, and on the front is stenciled "Protect Black Women." Wow. And it's really nice. I saw him when we went to the wedding last year, and he had a backpack, and it was nice leather, and it
Yeah.
said "Protect Black Women." That's his clothing. That's his line.
That's nice.
He's sold out several times. You're on a
Oh,
waiting list.
I can
Yeah.
imagine. And I'm sure most of his customers are Black women.
Right, exactly. And then my nephew's his best friend, he has a men's hair care, beard and facial care line that
Yeah.
he launched out of college. He went to Howard. So I'm seeing this group create businesses that have huge potential
Yeah.
of growth and scalability, and to generate um large sums of revenue,
Yeah.
whereas our group is a little bit more timid, right? These guys, and I guess it's because they're young, but
Yeah.
a little bit more timid when it comes to creating business. And you hear it every day when you ask them what business you're in. It seems very small. It's like, no,
Yeah.
you got to think big. We live in a different world today, and
Yeah.
and this is a big world. And you have to think about, how do we do international business, right? Not just right here in your little city that you're living in, but be able to create this product line and that is going to serve a larger population than than your moms and pops.
Mm-hmm. Which is amazing.
Which is amazing. So
Yeah.
Zaneta said that, will you call me when you're done? She has a special code for listeners who want to attend the conference. We just lost
Oh,
her.
good.
Her
I
internet.
wish she was able to stay on. We got to figure out a way to get her back on another
Well,
time.
she said her internet is a little crazy right now. So,
Yeah.
but I'll get that information. So you guys, you just heard Zaneta J. Smith. She is the CEO and founder of Kolor Society, and she also is a licensed TEDx facilitator or licensee. And so you want to go on over to their website. I'll put that information in the chat, and check her out on YouTube, and check back with us, and we'll make sure you get the information if you're interested in going to Callicon, which is a gathering of dynamic millennials and Gen Xers of African diaspora. And it's going to happen on Saturday, February 5th. So that's in another week. We didn't get the cost and so forth, but check her out. Just a dynamic young lady, and I can tell you, she just reminds me of me. So whatever I can do to help her, I am there for her. And because of I like people, and I didn't even have anything to do with that, man. I just met her in 2011. That's another mini me.
That's the thing, though, Crystal. You meet certain people and your spirits vibe, and you get that energy from them that will make you want to, help them or participate with them or help to move them along or refer them to other people. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
And she's got just a very positive and good energy about her. I like it.
Well, when I first met her, when she was in the mastermind, and what we did with the mastermind group was we broke them up into groups. It was like 40 or something of them, and we broke them up into groups of 5, and then we let them structure it. And so she took on the leadership of her group, and she made sure that everyone stayed on task. She kept them accountable, and at that point, and like I said, she just kind of started out, and I was like, "Ooh, this young person right here, she gonna go far." And then over the years, I've just watched her expand and grow. And when she launched the TEDx, I was just so proud of her, just because that's different. That's what I like, different stuff.
Well, she got a degree, an MSW degree, and that's part of what that degree does. It prepares you to be a leader, because an MSW, Masters in Social Work, you got to be able to take on tasks, manage a task, execute the task, and be able to generate results and interface with all these different agencies.
Yes.
You do a lot of counseling in that area. So when you
Mhm.
counsel, you got to take command and let people know, okay, I'm in charge here. You want to listen to this information I'm delivering. So
Right.
I think that's how she got prepared that way. And that's why she was able to exhibit those leadership qualities.
Yeah, I mean, she just took them in hand, and they were one of the ones that whenever we had the accountability meeting, they were on point. They met their need, they met their
They're all-
yeah, and they were on point. So I was impressed with her way back then, and then
Yeah.
over the years, I've just watched her grow. And like she's a little quiet force over there doing her thing. So really proud of what she's doing, and however I can be of service, I am definitely there for her. Which
So
is
we'll circle back around to her.
yeah. So you guys are tuned into the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. It's been another fantastic show. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Ardina says, I got to show it. So we're going to show Ardina's comment here. She says, we're both amazing, helpful, and genuine in encouraging and assisting entrepreneurs.
Oh, thank you, Ardina. Thank you so much.
Another one. So I'm gonna tell you my story about Ardina. It's gonna make her blush. So I met Ardina. Oh my God. I want to say in maybe 2003. I was doing workshops and classes through RVD, and we were over on Manchester and Inglewood, and she came to the very first class. She was so quiet and so shy, and her daughter was in the class as well. And in 2006, and she knows, and she was so quiet about her
Yeah,
business.
Ardina is very quiet.
Right, she was so quiet, and I said to, and I have watched her grow, and now, Darlene, I tell you, I'm like a proud mom. Every
Proud
time I
parent.
go to an event, and Ardina stands up and she introduces herself, she's got a on point 30-second, 60-second, and 1-minute commercial. She is so coachable, and I've just watched her grow into a very confident businesswoman. And I'm so pleased, Ardina, to work with you and to be helpful to you. And you are one of the. I have several businesses that I brag about all the time, and so she's one of those that I'm always bragging about. One of my clients that I always brag about.
Well, I definitely would like Ardina to enroll in that SBA Navigator program, which I announced last night at the Urban League, because I see where that can definitely benefit your business. And not only will you get a certificate at the end of it, but it's going to really help to strengthen your business. One of the things that I've been saying, Crystal, about that program that we're doing is, if your business don't increase in terms of performance and compliance level, increase by 20%, then we're not doing a good job. So I really would love for Ardina to test that, test it and make sure that you really show some improvement in your business and all of that. So I'm
And that
putting
would
that
be
out there for you.
okay, because Ardina and I are working on a new aspect for her business, and she's really excited right now. I'm her coach actually, and
Oh,
so we've been working on how can we create more revenue in her business, and so I think we've touched on something that can be very lucrative for her with what she's doing. So I think so. I think that would be great.
because one of the things this program does will help you to prepare your business for the SBA 8A certification program and also the woman-owned small business certification program. So those two certification programs alone, Ardina, would get you in a space where you can access a lot of contracts from the SBA, the SBA, the government, the federal government has over 24 different federal departments that contract with small businesses.
Well, actually, she is a woman. She is certified, and we were just talking about
not with the SBA though. The SBA has their separate woman-owned certification. It's called WOSB.
Oh, okay. So I know I'm not quite sure who Ardina, who are you certified with? And then one she's in the process getting ready to renew. And I think that is with the SBA. Ardina, you still there? Because we just talked about that. But she does need to talk to you, Gilbert.
Yes.
Oh, she's certified through Metro. She does need to talk to you because of the fact one of the things that she does is there's no next codes for it. And so she was trying to get some information on that. But yeah, so Ardina, give Gilbert a call.
Yeah, give me a call on not Monday, Tuesday, and we'll look at your NAICS code and get you set up, and also get you set up in this program. Because Wednesday.
No, Wednesday.
Wednesday is a class, Ardina. So we want to get you into that. And it's going to make you look good too, because you're going to have a certificate that says you've been through these programs. One part of the program here is going to show you how to become grant ready. So we're going to go through that process with you. Cash flow management, you know that with Crystal. She's going to walk you through that process. The business compliance best practices. We're going to go over that with you and all the other participants. Pricing, how to price your product. Make sure that you're not underpricing, you're not overpricing, you're pricing it reasonably. Marketing and digital marketing for your business. The certification we just talked about. How to make sure your bookkeeping is in compliance. That's another part that Crystal is going to help you with.
We got her all set up on her books. We've been working on that for the last couple of months, and she is good to go. She is even ready right now to get get ready for her taxes. She's all prepped. She's all ready. She got a few more things she needs to do, and she's good to go.
I love that.
It's been a
full cover. So
cool.
Let me know.
Well, it's a great show, Gilbert.
Yes,
as usual.
This was a good show.
Kira, thank you for tuning in. You're on YouTube right now. I'm not sure what VUR stands for, but I do know what FYI stands for. but thanks for tuning in today, and come back next week. Next month we are kicking off our Black History Month. So I think the first week
businesses.
I think I'm not sure who I have on next week, but one of those Fridays is going to be our annual Black History presentation. But I'm going to have a couple of other guests that's going to come on, and then I'm looking forward to March. We're going to have some dynamic women business owners that I'm going to have as guests to come on to
including Mitchell is going to be one of those guests.
You look forward to March, huh?
Yes, celebrating the powerful women in our community.
All righty then. Well, Mr. Gilbert, I'm going to be heading to the post office in a few minutes so I can send your shirts to you.
Okay. That's good. So you have, let's see, 12 plus 30. You have 42 minutes to get there.
Right, the 42 minutes to get to there. Or I might go tomorrow, but I'm going to get it. Or a post office. It may not be the U.S. post office. Because the other day, the U.S. post office said they understaffed, undermanned, and we might get our mail every other day, or maybe every 3 days, or could be a month.
Why don't they just hire some people?
Well, because we're in the midst of the Great Resignation.
Oh, man. That's when they need to hire some consultants then.
Right. All right, everyone.
This is great. This is great. Folks, Like Crystal say, you've tuned into the Business Zone. We're on every Friday from 3 to 4 or 4:30, depending on how interesting the program is. You can go to YouTube or Facebook, and you can subscribe at YouTube, and you can join us on Facebook. Now, if you want to get notified on when this show is coming on, or when there's going to be certain special guests on the show, you go ahead and you subscribe and at YouTube, and Crystal or myself will send you a notification, an automatic notification, say, hey, this show is going to be on. You guys want to join it? You might want to join us. This might be good information for your business. So this is what we do. And again, the Business Zone is a program designed for small businesses to help provide advice, give them coaching information, and also help them with information that helps them to become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready, and also bookkeeping ready and bookkeeping smart.
Which I think is part of that bank loan readiness, but
and sometimes they may not want to go to the bank, but they just want to make sure the books are ready.
Well, if they want contracts, they got that. All of that goes with it. So we want to thank you guys. So please go over to our YouTube channel, The Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert, and subscribe so you get notification. We are on every Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock. We are celebrating our 6th year on the air and bringing you excellent programming. You can go to our YouTube channel and peruse through our archive of over 500 videos on every aspect of business that man can speak on.
Yes.
And
if
so
you want to get a copy of today's show, just go to YouTube on Sunday or Monday, Crystal.
Actually, it's live right now. And the other thing you can do is now what will be uploaded is you can find us now on your favorite podcast channel. So you can go to iTunes, Google podcast, any Amazon podcast, Pandora podcast, wherever is your favorite podcast channel, you can also get us there. So with that, Gilbert, let's sign off, and we will see you guys next week. Be safe, keep your mask on, and social distance, and protect your family. And if you haven't gotten vaccinated, get vaccinated. And if you've been vaccinated and haven't gotten boosted, then get your booster. And thank you, Ardina. It's been awesome. And thank you for that beautiful compliment. And many thanks to our guest today, Mr. Zaneta J. Smith, the CEO and founder of Kolor Society, and the licensor of the TED Talks Crenshaw Talk series.
We're out.
As a small biz pro, I saw we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, I saw we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur.